When you think
Mm-hmm.
about, millennials and Gen Z, is there different ways to target them, or different maybe messages to be targeting them with?
Um, yeah, there are, and I feel like people really get this wrong a lot of the time. Like people, you sort of um people rely too heavily on on like stereotypes, or like these really caricaturized versions of like generations, and um it's like I say this a lot, like you are not trying to appeal to like the blue-haired TikToker with a 4-second attention span. Like that's not who you're trying to get in your business. So if you're like if you're frustrated by all these millennials and their goddamn phones and they can't like, trust me, like that's not actually the person you're after in the first place. That's like a cartoon version that you're spending way too much time being frustrated over. There's thousands, millions of like mechanically minded 18-year-olds right now quietly going about their life. That's who you're after. And so yeah, like what appeals to young people? um a few things. Okay, so I think what's really important to younger generations, we know this. There's a couple of really great books on it too. um one's called Not Everyone Gets a Trophy. I forget the name of the author. Another one's called Managing Millennials. And the few themes that really stood out to me was um younger generations, millennials, who are somewhere between like 25 and 40 right now, and then Gen Z, who are kind of teenage years all the way up to 25 roughly. They're looking for like an ascension plan. And what I mean by that is they need to see visible growth opportunities. Your business needs to be able to communicate to the job market how, even though you're starting as a technician, even though you're starting as a laborer, even though you're starting as a helper, whatever it is, um, you can very clearly articulate the path that a person goes through to get all the way up to operations manager or sales manager or some other sort of leadership level position in the business. So that needs to be like well thought through and designed, like from a operations perspective. Like you need to put some consideration into it as a business owner, but then you also need to find a way to communicate that well. I've seen this done exceptionally well by some of our members who've actually like built out documents that show all of the competencies, all of the skills that someone needs to have to move from one position to the next, and what they need to see as leaders to give them a $3 an hour raise and move them up. So like that visible growth opportunity thing is extremely important. No one wants a dead end job. Having a mission based or purpose driven company is really important. So it's not just like, well, we roof roofs or we mow lawns. It is like we help protect our client's most valuable asset, right? That's why having a why is so important. That's why having a purpose is so important. um, you need to be able to show to the job market the mission that your business is on. Even if it is as simple as just like repairing people's homes, right? There's a way to spin that, um, to make that feel like like it has some deeper meaning. So that's something that young people are really looking for. Like a fun company culture, like be a cool place to work, have barbecues, go out as a group. Uh, you know, I think having a lighthearted and easygoing and fun vibe about your office, about your job sites is really important. The recognition thing that we talked about already, really important. Um, Another thing that is key is is feeling a part of something bigger than themselves. So if you can show how the role that you're hiring for is a part of a larger system. It's a node in a larger network, and they play a pivotal role within that system. That's a hugely important feeling that young people need to have. And the last thing I would bring up to Michael, is present leadership. Like, and I say that present leadership rather than absentee leadership. Like Most young people want to work with their boss, with their managers. They want FaceTime with them. They want feedback. They want development. So if that's something that you do well, as an entrepreneur, you're there for your guys. You support your crews. You're in the office every day. You're available and you're present. Make that clear in your job postings. Make that clear in your employer brand, because I can't tell you how many people are looking at a job because they're just sick of the neglectful owner that they currently work with. So I think that present leadership piece is another big one. So those are some things that appeal, I would say, to young people.